Today I want to scrap these two photos from my birthday. I have already cut out from Pear Tree Cut Files this cut file that says Good Times, and I want to take part in one of their birthday crop challenges. I think it's challenge number 4 and it's to use sparkle. So I'm going to use some of this Nouveau glimmer paste as well, and using the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Coastal collection, which I have got lots of bits from. That's a sticker book, because that's what I'm doing all my birthday layouts with. So on to fast forward while I'm choosing the papers that I want for the background. Thought about the blue, thought about the planks one, and then decided that I liked this one, which has got the printed bits on the edge. I thought I could use that as the start of my embellishment cluster. Couldn't decide which way up to have it, but eventually decided on that way with the title at the bottom there. So I've got my glimmer paste and just scraping it onto the paper below the title just to make it nice and shimmery there, and then put the paper to one side to let that dry. And I had another sheet of that paper, so I could use that to work out where I wanted to put everything. Back to the cut file with some foam just so that it can stand up, and now finding some bits from the 6x8 paper pad to back the photos with, a few layers behind it, and also using some scraps that I had there. Chose the blue as the first one, just cut down the photos slightly so that I could fit them onto the sheet of paper, and once I stuck them down, just trimmed off the edge because it'd come out of the paper pad with the edge on it. So building up my layers now, this lovely corally coloured one next. Thought about popping that blue bit into under there, but it didn't really work. So stuck the photos down onto that after I'd torn the edge. I like the look of a torn edge with these papers. It makes it more sort of rustic and beachy. Used this little bit of paper that I had left over, and then decided to cut this scrap in half to do top and bottom, so it looks as if I've got one big piece, but in fact it's a small piece. I stuck it down and then realised that I wanted it moved over a bit, so in a minute you'll see I'll move the top one over just a fraction. Having stuck those down, I'm trying out to see if it's going to look okay. Glimmer paste is all dry, so I decided that I'd cut round this little cluster on the edge so that I could tuck my photos under it, which worked out really well actually. I like the way this looked. So I popped that there, what hadn't cut round quite far enough. Tried it until I got it exactly how I wanted it, and then slipped the photos under there. A little bit more. Okay, having done that, stuck the photo cluster down, and we're ready to start building up the rest of the layout. So the first thing I did was stick down the title. You can see all the foam on the back there. Some of it shows, so I just had to neaten that up. Popped some glue on the back of that, the Nouveau glue, which I like using, and stuck that down. It took a little bit of sticking because it was on top of the glimmer paste. I ended up having to put a book on it to make sure it had some pressure on it to let the glue dry. Fingers were not enough. I tried the bottle, that wasn't heavy enough. That book worked. Okay, a bit more of my coffee, keep me going. Okay, so now I'm looking through the stickers to decide which stickers I want to use. I picked some off the sticker sheet and just stuck them onto a block there while I was choosing which ones I might want to use. Having done that, I then went through the chipboard sheet. There wasn't really anything I wanted on the chipboard sheet, but I did go, there were some puffy stickers that I thought I'd use, and then I decided to go through the bits and pieces pack and pick out some of those ones that I thought I might use from there. By the time I'd done all of that, the glue had dried underneath my title, so I was able to move the book away. And it's time to start building the clusters. With the stickers, they were sticky and I wanted to move them around, so I've got a powder tool from EK Success, which doesn't work very well anymore, so I just tipped some of the powder out and rubbed it on the back of the stickers so that they became unsticky, so I could move them around and get them into the places that I wanted to use them. Once I'd done that, it was back to choosing all the bits and pieces, a couple of tags over on the right and that nice flower which matches the flower on the other side. The leaves I liked over on the left hand side. had a look through the chipboard and in fact decided that flamingo has got nothing to do with the day that I had at the beach, but where else can you use a flamingo? So I decided to use the flamingo. It gets it used up and it goes. So I also grabbed out the flamingo from the bits and pieces pack and decided to use that as well. Have a quick look through the sticker book to see if there were things in there which I wanted to use, which there were. But first of all, I wanted to stick down what I'd actually done. So making these clusters, just not lifting everything up necessarily as they're in the right place, so just lifting up the edges and squirting some glue underneath. Put a bit of glue on the back of the chipboard piece because otherwise I do find that they tend to fall off. The flamingo from the bits and pieces pack, I decided to raise up on some double-sided foam adhesive, so I just popped those bits on just to give a bit more depth to the layout. They're so fiddly to take all those bits out. Okay, so stuck that flamingo down, had a look through the sticker book again, and I had this piece which didn't work, so I didn't use it. Back to the sticker book, and there was another flamingo looking towards the right, which I decided to use. But I wanted it to just look a bit more solid on the page rather than just a sticker, so I stuck it onto some card and fussy cut it. Didn't raise it up, but just stuck it down. It just gave that a bit more body, as it were. Had a look through, carried on with those flowers, just slotted underneath the flamingo's bottom. And then a couple of these round stickers, which I've put one on each side, a pink one on the left and then a green one over on the right hand side, just tucking that in. Having done that, it's back to the puffy stickers, and there were some flowers like the stickers, flat stickers, as puffy stickers, so I grabbed those and stuck them on, made a little triangle of those on the page. I'm trying to decide where I want to put my journaling, which I'm going to put down underneath the flower. Next I grabbed my sequins, ready to stick them on, and also decided to use some of the brads, the 6 smaller ones. So took them all off the card, which took a while, and then used my pokey tool to put 3 on the left hand side and then 3 on the right hand side. Just dotting them about gives a different texture on the page, because so far everything's been, well, we've got the puffy stickers, but everything else is a bit papery. So now I've got the brads on the page, turn the page over and just popped some washi tape on the back so that when I slip it into my album, it doesn't get caught on the back of another layout. So then onto the sequins, tipped some of them out into the back of a handy ink pad and just picked out the pinky white ones. They're white, but when the light catches them, they look a bit pink, so scattered those around. Again, I did 3 of those on each side, and then grabbed the blue sequins, which actually match my dress, and just sprinkled those around sort of haphazardly a bit and all over my desk. And then grabbed some clear adhesive to stick those down. Once those were all stuck down, I lifted my page up and I'd missed one, so stuck that back on, and all good. We're all good to go now. Had another look through the sticker book, and there were some tabs which I wanted to put on, so I just stuck those above the photographs, and then a couple of word strips which I put down underneath the title. Time for some Heidi Swap Colour Shine in gold, just a bit more glitteriness, bearing in mind this challenge is for shimmer. And then popping in my journaling, which reads: Penny made me the most delicious malted chocolate birthday cake in the shape of a flower. We each ate a petal after I'd blown out my candle and made a wish. So got that all written, and it just filled in the space nicely. And then popped the page on its side to write in the date over on the right hand side. That's the layout all done. I'll just give you a few close-ups here. As I say, this was made as part of the challenge for the Pear Tree Cut Files birthday online crop. If you're interested, pop on over to their Facebook group and have a look and see everybody's wonderful layouts over there. If you've enjoyed this, please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.